Hey guys, this is Matt with BleepinJeep.com. As you know, the 91 and earlier Cherokees have a two-piece axle shaft on the passenger side called a CAD or a CAD, Central Axle Disconnect. It looks like this. This is the outer piece, and on the inside there's another piece, and that gets connected by a collar in the middle. So that you know already, but what I'd like to go over today is how to get that inner piece out. Sometimes it's a little difficult. But first, check out my website, BleepinJeep.com. We've got all the best off-road wins and fails on YouTube, none of the boring stuff, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright, let me give you a few tips. Alright, so I've already pulled out the outer axle shaft. If you need to know how to get down to this, then check out my other video, how to install axle shaft in 13 minutes, I think is what it's called. Now the inner axle shaft is still inside there. It's on the inside, but then there's a collar just outside of that. And the collar is kind of falls down in the middle without this axle shaft inside there. So what you're going to try to do is get a magnet in there to pull out the inner axle shaft. Now the problem I'm having is this magnet is getting stuck on the collar. So what I'm going to do is cut a little piece of tubing and put it over this magnet, and that will keep it from catching on the side of that collar. Alright, now when I slip it in there, it shouldn't get caught on the sides of the tube or on the collar. Okay, now I've got it in there. I'm connected to the axle shaft, but as I said, the axle shaft is sitting like this, but the collar is sitting down like this, so as I'm pulling, it's catching on the edge of that collar. Alright, I've moved the camera. Hopefully you can make that out there. I'll try to do this with the camera inside here. But what I'm going to do is just move the axle shaft back and forth until it jams through the collar. Let's see if I can do it. No, let's try again. Well, I've got it to come out past the collar. Maybe if I move this camera I can finish it up. Alright, well there it is. It may be a little frustrating, but it can be done with just a magnet. Now let me show you another way that you can pull this thing out. Take a look right here. This is the central axle disconnect, right in the middle there. Now that is the CAD, the central axle disconnect. This is the vacuum motor here, and inside is a little shift fork, and it shifts that collar that's inside there to the left and to the right. Now to cheat and get that axle shaft out, what you can do is take these 4 bolts off, 2 here and 2 on the bottom, pull this cover, and then you can use your finger to get inside there. You can even take that collar out and use your finger to push that axle shaft out if you can't get it with the magnet. If you're going to be doing the axle shaft conversion from the 2-piece to the 1-piece, you're going to have to remove this anyway, so you might as well go ahead and do that if you're having problems with the magnet as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to check out the website, BleepinJeep.com. We've got all the best off-road wins and fails of YouTube, none of the boring stuff. And don't forget to subscribe below. We'll see you next time.